Moreover, we can confirm the reporting that Chang Guang Satellite Technology Company Limited is directly supporting Iran-backed Houthi terrorist attacks on U.S. interests. Their actions and Beijing's support of the company, even after our private engagements with them, is yet another example of China's empty claims to support peace. We urge our partners to judge the Chinese Communist Party and Chinese companies on their actions, not their empty words. Restoring freedom of navigation in the Red Sea is a priority to President Trump. Beijing should take this priority seriously when considering any future support of CGSTL. The United States will not tolerate anyone providing support to foreign terrorist organizations such as the Houthis. Now, as part of President...
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
It seems that the Chinese company Chang Guang Satellite Technologies is backing the Houthis. Now, if you understand Chinese businesses, they are partially owned when they're this level, partially owned by the Chinese Communist Party. This is across the entire nation of China. So all these U.S. companies that are owned by China, by Chinese companies, are owned by China. Now, the Financial Times came out with this report because they found out some interesting information. Now, keep in mind that I'm not I've already covered in another video that the Houthis became what they were because of what the U.S. did to them. I'm not a supporter of the Houthis, but at the same time, I'm also a realist. So, what's going on with China helping them shows, and this is a competitor of Starlink, by the way. No joke. This is the primary competitor to Elon Musk's Starlink. And from the Financial Times, Chinese satellite company linked to the country's military is supplying Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen with imagery to target U.S. warships and international vessels in the Red Sea, according to American officials. Donald Trump's administration has reportedly warned Beijing that Chang Guang Satellite Technology, a commercial group with ties to the People's Liberation Army, is providing the Houthis with the intelligence, according to U.S. officials. Okay, so the next segment I'm going to show you is another part to the press conference from the State Department. She goes into further details, not a lot more, but let me get you this and then we'll come back.
And the nature of the actions we're taking in general when it comes to China's choices have been clear. One thing speaking of China and the nature of what they're involved in, I will tell you something. It's a little bit out of the Ukraine region, is that there is a Chinese company providing satellite imagery to the Houthis. The Houthis. And we are aware of those reports. That has been, I think, reported originally perhaps by the Financial Times. But China consistently attempts, as you know, to frame itself as a global peacemaker. And however, it is clear that Beijing and China-based companies provide key economic and technical support to regimes like Russia, North Korea, and Iran and its proxies. The CCP continues to enable these regimes, whether it be through the provision of dual-use items Russia needs to sustain its war in Ukraine, North Korea's ballistic missile development, or Iran's support of terrorism across the Middle East. Just again, taking back to my topper bit on Chang Guang, it's a dynamic where it's clear, as we're learning, their engagement with war and the suffering of people globally. Of course, that remains unacceptable. It is Beijing support, by the way, of that company, the satellite company, even after we've engaged in discussions with them about this. The fact that they continue to do this is unacceptable. Certainly contradicts their claims of being peace supporters. And we urge our partners to judge the CCP and Chinese companies, again, on their actions and not their words.
And my second
Okay, so you've seen all that was reported via the press conference. A statement from a senior State Department official: the United States has raised our concerns privately numerous times to the Chinese government on Chang Guang Satellite Technology Company Limited's role in supporting the Houthis in order to get Beijing to take action. Okay, the official added that the Asian country had ignored the concerns. Now, the Chinese have actually said, no, we're not doing any of this, even though it's been proven. Tammy Bruce, State Department spokesperson, confirmed CGSTL was directly supporting Iran-backed Houthi attacks. Concern about CGSTL comes amid a deepening trade war between Washington and Beijing. Houthis started the attacking vessels in the Red Sea, a critical maritime route for global trade and U.S. Navy, after Israel launched a war against Hamas, another Iran-backed group, in 2023 in response to the Palestinian militant group's October 7th attack. This is what is going on. CGSTL has previously come under U.S. scrutiny and was among groups hit by sanctions in 2023 for allegedly providing high-resolution satellite imagery to the Wagner Group, the Russian mercenary army that helped President Vladimir Putin in his full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The company was established in 2014, joint venture between provisional government in Jilin and a branch of the Chinese Academy of Sciences in Changchun, the province's capital. Changguang is one of a handful of ostensibly commercial Chinese satellite companies that are in fact deeply embedded in the military-civil fusion ecosystem, supplying global surveillance capabilities to both civilian and military customers. Okay, so this is what's going on, and this is what's helping these Houthis have the ability to attack shipping. So, hey, people keep saying, oh, the Chinese are weaker and Chinese aren't a threat. Yes, they are. And I'm going to keep telling you, and I'm going to keep providing you with the information that you need to understand how this is happening. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.